got sentenced to a 5. I got it dropped from a 7. I hit category 1, £500,000 to £1 million fraud. I left prison with a £750,000 debt over my head. I diverted the payments from the company to my own bank account. I hit a record on one car. It was that bad, the judge looked into my eyes and said, I have a list of all your cars. I'm going to pick one car for an example. It was at 250,000 miles, just under. I reduced it down to 18,000 miles.
Do you regret it? We have just launched Blue Tick Show merch. But listen, it's not like all these other little merch things where it just has the logo on it and that's it. As you can see on the website right now, we've got some of the best drops you can see. Trust me, it's a limited amount of stock. So go grab your t-shirt, write in the comments I've got one. 24 to 48 hours shipping in the UK, and the rest of the world, I'm not sure how long, but it shouldn't be too long. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Blue Tick Show. Opposite me today, I've got Ashley Wilson here. He went to prison for being one of the world's biggest car fraudsters. Car fraudsters. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Thank you, fam.
I like the way you're sat there with a smile on your face when I said that.
Honestly, my story is mad. It's like, people don't believe me, and yeah, it's crazy. Like how it started, how good it was going when I was in my prime, to then how it went rock bottom real fucking quick.
It's usually the life story of everyone, isn't it? Everyone's always at the top. And listen, what goes up must come down, I hear.
Oh, mate. And when you do see it going down, you see it goes down quick. Like, yeah.
Well, listen, before we dive into the high life, the fun, and then the crash, let's throw it all the way back to your childhood a little bit. Let's see who Ashley really is. Where are you from? What's your story? Tell us.
So, I'm from Portsmouth / Southampton. Just your average guy who's just money motivated. Always have been. Well-respected guy around the area that's just family orientated. Got into the car business at a very young age. That's all I knew.
Car fanatic?
100%. You know, all cars from your...
Family involved in cars?
Yeah. So, father's side was, had his own car garage, MOT, all that. Then kind of lost it through just bad deals, and it wasn't as easy back then as it is now. No social media, nothing. It was all word of mouth, walk-ins.
Yep.
Now, stick a car online, you've got Facebook, eBay, Gumtree, Auto Trader, you name it. Car groups, WhatsApp groups. I mean, I'm in them all. So
you can have a car sold in 24 hours.
Honestly, I've had cars sold in minutes, especially my cars. That's how good they were.
I can imagine. But listen, talk us through it. Your family was involved in garages. Mm-hmm. You become a car fanatic from a kid.
Yep.
Always loved cars, your thing.
100%.
What age did you get into the car sales business?
So,
or just cars in general.
Ever since I could reach the pedals. I guess.
For real, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm tall, so yeah, I reached them young. But yeah, as soon as I got my license, that was it. The car business, the car game just started.
What was your first involvement in cars?
I would say literally months before COVID. So we were talking August 2018, I believe, as when I first started selling cars. I literally just lost my job, just had a child, didn't realise COVID is round the corner, and I remember just scrolling on social media, I see a car for sale. It's a BMW 1 Series, £2,000. I see the same car for sale on eBay, £2,500. I was thinking, imagine buying that, £2,000, sell it for £2,500, £500 profit. So that's what I did. I haggled them down, picked it up, tied it up, a week later sold it. £650 profit. I thought, imagine doing this every week. That was easy. Just bought it, gave it a polish and a wash, stuck it online, sat on it for a week, gone. And that was it. It just took off from there. We were just buying your cheap little, just everyday cars, really.
Before we dive into that, you missed out a major part of your life to do with your old job. How did you lose your job?
So...
What was your job, firstly? Let's talk about that. What was your job? What was you doing?
So, because I was in the car industry, because I always had my passion around cars, I worked at a car rental company.
Okay.
Called U-Drive.
Okay.
Now, we dealt with cars, vans, pickup trucks, and luxury cars. I wouldn't say performance now. They never really got that far. So yeah, luxury cars. Now I was on front desk dealing with the customers, and it was going great, but the money wasn't great.
How long was you there for?
I lasted 18 months.
Okay,
and
cool,
in the
fair
last
enough.
3 months is when it got a bit techie.
So the first 15 months,
Yeah.
all normal, all well
Sweet.
and good, working a legit job.
100%.
By
I
the
enjoyed
book.
it as well. You know, I'm working the front desk. I'm out washing cars, meeting customers, and delivering cars. So I had an easy job, really.
Okay.
So couldn't
Chilled, laid back,
yeah,
doing your
100%.
thing. Okay, and what went wrong?
I decided to take the payments personally instead of. I kind of like I diverted the payments from the company to my own bank account,
To your own actual bank?
my own personal bank account.
Well, you didn't even set up like a company or nothing?
No,
Bro, come on, like.
I know.
This is basic rules here.
But-
you should have watched the Blue Tick show. We would have taught you.
I know, but I managed to have the bank payments show on your bank statement as the company.
Okay, so it would have popped up saying like
you're
you drive.
paying me, however, your bank statement says you drive limited. So you're saying,
How'd you do that?
sweet. Now, there's a lot of settings and coding that go into all this, but it is very straightforward. It is literally, it even says on like the payment system, how would you like your payments to show on customers' bank statements? And that's when that was a big, like, dollar sign going off in my face, thinking, sweet, like that. You can't get no better. You're paying me for a car, for a company, and your bank statement is showing that company. However, they're not receiving the funds. I am, etc. So
What did you do? You had your own like card machine? How was you actually doing it? How was
No,
you
I
taking a payment?
I had online payment system. So
Oh, so you actually set up like a whole website, a link, the whole lot?
yeah, literally. So they were handing me their debit card, credit cards. I
And
then
you-
had to like just type it all in, blah blah blah. Offer them this excess insurance and windscreen damage, etc. That I've always got to offer, which is a scam. Like, don't take that. However, yes, I'm literally taking these payments, giving the card back, and then handing them the keys, and off they go.
And the company didn't clock at all?
No, they're quite a big company. However, our branch was quite like under the radar. Like, we weren't the biggest branch, so they were more focused on the other branches who were pulling the big figures. So we were just under the radar.
So for the viewers, let me break it down for them a little bit. So you was working in a car rental company.
Yes.
You're the customer. You walk in.
Yep.
Hi, I want to rent a A-class.
Yeah,
no
no
problem.
problem.
Cool. Yep, that's £100 for a day.
Yeah.
Whatever. Give me your card. You'll then go onto your website, tap in their card details,
Yeah.
take the £100 charge,
Yeah.
give them the key,
Yeah.
see you later.
Yeah. Literally that easy.
And the manager, boss, he never clocked nothing.
No.
In my eyes, that's his fault.
Yeah.
That's a shit manager.
100%.
And you done that for how long?
I lasted like 3 months, I think. But them 3 months, you'll be surprised. Like, now customers were like paying for their monthly vehicle.
Oh, so you was hitting licks. You was making good money from
Mate,
that.
people were leasing vans. Now, we had big clients that do all the motorway roadworks. We had big construction companies that had like 4, 5, 6 tipper trucks, vans, a lot. So,
Was you not nervous? The first time you done that, was you not thinking,
mate, my
fuck?
arsehole was like on the floor. Like,
You was scared, yeah?
Oh, 100%. Like, and then you get scared, but then it turns into like, I was addicted.
Adrenaline, yeah.
The adrenaline kicks in. I'm addicted. If someone walking into work, I
like,
just wanted to. I'm literally just wanting to just rinse that company. Honestly, I was bad.
Was you ever like making it the price different to what it actually is? Or was you just making up prices on the spot? What was you actually doing?
No, it had to be
Match.
their price.
Okay.
Because on their system, I had to mark it as in like online payment instead of a card payment, cash payment, and
Okay.
the online payments weren't getting watched.
Okay.
It's all digital. It's all online to do with their accountants and all that. So yeah.
And you made thousands, I'm guessing?
I pulled in about 65 grand in 3 months, I'd say. Yeah. So I was seeing, every week I was seeing £5,000 payments coming in. It's like Monday would be a £5,000 payment, Tuesday £2,000, Wednesday £500, Thursday maybe nothing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, £5,000 again, £2,000. It was.
Okay, so you really fucked that company.
I couldn't spend it. It was coming in quicker than I could spend it.
And then, how did you get caught doing this?
Now, my manager was watching me on the camera, and the camera was behind me, and you can see my screen. Now, he clocked that I was on a website I shouldn't have been on whilst I was taking payment.
This is your website?
This is my website.
Okay.
Now, my website was blue. Their website's green for taking payments.
Okay.
So that was a big red flag straight away for him. So then when that was all dealt with, he called me in, and then I just blagged it. I was like, what do you mean? I don't know. That's just the website, surely. I left to go home for that day. He's obviously done his investigation. He's obviously watched CCTV back for like a couple of days and just seen the same pattern, same website. And then next morning I've come in, fuck me, I was 5 minutes late, and Jesus Christ, everyone was there. I had a couple of managers there. I think I had one of the CEOs there, and yeah, I think I had a family member of the owner of the company. I think it was one of his sons or something there, and they all just wanted to know. But obviously at first they were just like, we worked it out as like 15 grand. I was just thinking like,
sweet.
I should have just like, instantly I'm just like, no, I don't know about it.
You just denied it all.
I just pleaded like, yeah, not guilty, kind of like there and then. Like I just pleaded dumb. I was like, I don't know what you're on about. And then so they were like, they suspended me with pay.
With pay?
With pay.
Man, you fucking finessed them, really, didn't you?
And yeah, and then I think a week passed, and I had a phone call. It's now 30 grand. We've worked out it's 30 grand, but we're still investigating. I just played it dumb again. I was just like, I don't know what you're on about. And I was meant to have a meeting. Then when they saw it was like 50 grand, they were like, fuck, we don't need a meeting. This is going to have to go to the police. So they offered me a chance. They were like, look, pay us the 50 grand back now. We've got all this evidence. We won't give it to the police. I'm just sat there on the sofa. I've got family all around me.
So everyone knows what's going on?
No.
Oh, no one knows?
No one knew.
So no one knows nothing?
Now,
was you worried, or was you just thinking this is going to pass?
I thought there's nothing they can do, surely. Like, the evidence can't be that strong. Like, their bank, because the customer's bank statements were showing the company name.
Yeah, yeah.
So how could you prove it was, unless they obviously saw my bank statement, which they couldn't, how could they, and I was marking payments on their system as that payment online, but there was just no funds.
So everything matched up.
Everything was matching up perfect. I made sure not a stone was unturned. So I was quite confident at the time. And yeah, so they gave me the opportunity to confess, and they won't go to the police, but I stupidly was just like, don't know what I'm about. And that was the last I heard of them. A year passes. I get stopped by the police. I think I was speeding or something stupid. And that was it. I was arrested there on the scene for that. Then I was de-arrested if I volunteered to come into the station and have an interview, which I did. So he de-arrested me.
So you was wanted?
Yeah, I didn't realise.
Oh, wow.
I thought a year passed, I thought, sweet. Haven't had nothing back from it.
How long was you getting paid leave for?
Oh, that was just, I think, 1 month.
And then you just
once they knew it was 50 grand, they were just like, yeah, you're fired.
Fuck off, kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, don't come back. But it was quite funny because whilst I still rented cars. I needed a car from time to time. So I was just, obviously I had to go on my brother's name or go to a different branch. Because not everyone, this was kept in the company. No one knew about this, apart from me, my manager. That was it.
So you could still go there and rent cars, really? And that's what you were doing?
Yeah, I needed a car from time to time, and that was the cheapest place. So, and when someone must have saw my name, I had the phone call saying, return that car now. And I was just like, I need it. I will return it, but just when my agreement ends.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
regarding,
I took the piss a little bit.
A year later, you get arrested, you go into the voluntary interview.
Yeah.
Did this just hit you like a ton of bricks, or was you kind of expecting it? What's going on, guys? This video is sponsored by Aspen Morris Solicitors. Aspen Morris is an award-winning law firm with offices in North London and Central London. They deal with a range of areas including property, litigation and criminal matters. If you want to get in touch with one of the best law firms in the whole of the UK, get in touch and let Aspen Morris deal with all your problems right now.
At first I was kind of expecting it. A year passed.
Just got on with your life.
Yeah, I just carried on.
Like you would.
Lived a normal life. Didn't really spend the money. I just sat it in the bank. I wasn't like an idiot. But so went for a voluntary interview. My solicitor said, "Look, plead guilty. Admit. Hold your hands up. You'll get suspended sentence."
Cool.
Signed a bit of paperwork to explain where the money was. They seized that bank straight away. I spent half of it, so I had to come up with the other half, which is just great. So I spent about 30-something grand of it. So 30 grand was left in the bank. They seized that. Then COVID comes. So this now has just been delayed 2 years, 3 years roughly. So that was just prolonged out. By then, I started up a car business.
Okay.
All legit for a little while, just going great.
This is the one where you're buying the BMW 1 Series,
That's
2 grand,
it.
2.5 grand, flipped it, cool.
£500 profit, no problem.
So you're thinking, sweet, this is nice. If I can do this on 10 cars a week, I'm fucking
exactly
lovely.
Yeah. Did that every week, tidy. You know, the ball's just rolling.
Fully legit.
Fully legit. Then another light bulb goes off my head.
You need to turn that light bulb off, bro.
No,
you need to switch that bulb off, I'll be honest with you.
I'm just an out-of-box thinker, like, okay, you get your car, you drive it, you depreciate it, you sell it. Me, I drive it, I increase it, I increase the value of it, I sell it. So
how did you think of this? Because obviously, clocking mileage.
Yeah.
No, not everyone knows about that.
No one really knows about it. A few people that only
people that know cars know.
Yeah, that's it.
That's in the car world, really. If you go and say to a mum, a single mum who drives a Range Rover, we can clock your mileage back, she'll say, what are you talking about? She will have no idea what you're even talking about.
No.
So where did that, did you ever have your cars clocked?
I never had a personal car.
Oh, really? Never?
No.
Oh,
I did, but it was nothing special.
So at what point did you understand that even this clocking thing was a thing?
I think the internet. Like, I think one of the machines just came up on my news feed, looked into it. Next minute, it's in my basket and I'm buying one.
And you literally just started buying cars, clocking them back, selling them? What was the whole process? What made you think this is a genius idea?
So it started off just buying normal cars. Flipping them. Then the clocking machine come along, buying normal cars, clocking it back to the last MOT. That's as far as you can go back.
Yeah.
So we're only knocking off, 1,000 miles, 2,000, 5,000 if you're lucky. Making an extra £100, £200. The machine's paying for itself.
How much was this machine?
It varies. So at first it was 300 quid.
You had to keep upgrading it?
Yeah, So you got to pay for updates every year, every 6 months, a couple £100, not a problem. Pays for it again, like I said, it pays for it itself. Then when we go a little bit down the line into the big cars, my machine then increased to 10 grand. I needed this 10. It comes from Poland. Okay. I'm not going to say the machine because everyone's going to start buying them and clocking cars. But if you are a car clocker, you know what I'm on about. You know what machines I'm on about. They all come from Poland. They're all Polish. And the updates are fucking expensive as well. They're about €1,000 a time. You got to update it every 3 months.
Long.
If you want the new cars, the 24 plates, the 25 plates that are coming out, you need them updates. That's what brings the customers in.
Yeah, of course.
So, yes, the machine jumped from £300 to 10 grand, well, €10,000 to be precise. And yeah, that thing does everything. It's ridiculous. And the procedure it goes from right at the start, from just plugging it in, you enter the speedo, it shows you the mileage or kilometers, and you just adjust it to whatever you want. And then press a button, the car shuts down. Like, that's the panic bit. Will it turn back on?
It's like a reset.
Yeah, it literally just clears everything. And then, boom, it comes back alive, and then your mileage is there. Boom, 10,000 miles showing from 40,000.
You're like, sweet.
Mate, the first car I did. Now, at first, I was doing just I was just going back to the last MOT because that's when you can do it.
Without it looking too bait.
Yeah, without it raising any red flags. And then another light bulb goes off in my head.
This guy's light bulbs are fucked.
Now I'm thinking, I'm laying in bed again, and my brain's just ticking. Cars, brand new cars, can go 3 years, no MOT. How many miles can you do in 3 years? If you're an ex-taxi, chauffeur, rental company.
Yeah, you can clock up a nice amount of mileage.
I hit a record on one car.
Go on.
It was that bad, the judge looked into my eyes and said, I have a list of all your cars. I'm going to pick one car for an example for the courts. As soon as he said that, my heart sank because I knew what car he was going to pick. He read out the registration.
Did you know instantly that read what car it was?
Yeah. He read it out. It was a Vauxhall Zafira.
Okay.
It was 4 years old.
Uber?
Something like that, yeah. It was a London private school taxi. That's what the HBI kept coming up as. So, a Vauxhall Zafira. Now, my category was 3 years or newer. That's what I have a very strict criteria of my cars. 3 years or newer, no MOT. Service history, now that's where we get a bit techie later on this podcast. Now, one night, I've just bought a bunch of clock cars, blah, 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 will cars be clocked. I'm broke. I'm then just scrolling through the auctions. Bear in mind, I'm blacklisted now from everything.
Now you are?
Yeah.
But back then you're cool?
Yeah, sweet. Under the radar. Just like ticking over. And this car just comes up and I run my checks. It's 4 years old. It's got no MOT. For some reason, it's gone a year with no MOT because it should have been MOT'd a year ago.
Yeah.
It's an ex-taxi. It's got 250,000 miles on it.
This Vauxhall Zafira?
It's Vauxhall Zafira. I dread to think how many engine replacements it's had. It was a 1.6 turbo diesel, 234,000 miles. And I was like, I need that car. Shit, I got no money. The car, so I didn't want to check, so I value it. To buy it then, at the auction.
Fucking, I'm sure I weren't giving it away.
It was valued at 1,500 quid.
Yeah.
It's a 17 plate, 3 years old. No, 4 years.
17 plate.
17
what
plate.
year was this? 2020? No, it must be 2021 because you said 4 years.
Yeah.
And that's 230,000 miles.
234,800 and something miles, yeah. That's how good I remember this car.
So this guy must have just not stopped driving.
Wow. Whoever owned this car is definitely run it into the ground. Now, I'm bidding on it to buy it. Now, I paid double the fucking value of the car because that's how bad I wanted this car. Now, when I ran my checks on it, it valued at 1,500 quid with 250,000 miles on it. So then I run it again with 20,000 miles. It valued at 13 grand. That's private sale. On the forecourt, 15, 16 grand this car valued at. Mate, I sold everything just to get the money for it. Now, I was broke at the time because I've just bought a bunch of cars.
Yeah.
Bought like 5 cars. I'm thinking, what have I got? I got a dirt bike. That's worth like 2 grand. Sold that.
Got a dirt bike.
I think I had to ask my mum for a little bit of money. I was like, Mum, do you mind just sending me a little bit of money for a car? Just, she knows I'm good for it. She sees the cars I'm rolling around in, not knowing what I'm doing with the cars. So she has no clue what
actually
the cars have gone through. So we're bidding. I'm in a bidding war with this guy, and it is doing my head in. Now, I think he was on the same ball game with me. I think he was going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So we're bidding. So it goes up for auction. Right, it's next in line. Sweet. It comes up. £100. Who's got £100? £100, £200, £300, £400. We're at 1,000. I'm thinking. And I'm winning for ages. I'm thinking, sweet, £1,000. And it goes 1,200, 1,400, 1,800. It's just going up. I'm thinking, someone's taking the piss here. It's not worth 1,800 quid. 2 grand, 2.5, 3 grand. I'm thinking.
So this guy's definitely doing the same thing as you.
100%. Whoever it was, whoever you are. Oh,
you served 5 years because of it.
Literally. That car hit newspaper as well. That hit everything. The newspapers, online. Oh, it was mad. But I win it at £3,200 plus fees, etc.
So what's about 3,500 in total?
Yeah, I think I was about 34.50 in. And this thing's worth 1,500 quid. And I'm not expecting this thing to get me home. Now, I got on the train, hour train down to go get it for the auction. Guy drives it out of the auction for me, hands me the keys, and I'm looking around it. It stinks of like emissions, it stinks of diesel. The bodywork's all right. There's no damage to it. It's just scratched up a little bit. Okay, the paintwork's a bit dull. I think that's fine. Polish that.
Guys, the merch is still available. Use code LAUNCH for 10% off. This is our first ever merch drop. You do not want to miss it. It's limited to a certain amount of pieces per item. Go grab your hoodie, t-shirt or cap right now.
Yeah, minor.
Bit T-cut. Everyone loves a bit of T-cut. And yeah, I'm walking around it. I get in it. Fucking hell. You can see 250,000 miles in it.
Really? It's
the gear knob is bald. The leather's worn down. The steering wheel, there's nothing left of it. I'm thinking, okay, these are simple replacements. Let's just hope it gets me home. So I quickly plug it in my computer just to run checks on it, make sure the engine's going to get me home. I just clear a few codes. I think the engine light was on anyway, so I'm calling my recovery guy anyway. I think, look, I'm buying a car. Case, yeah. It's got 250,000 miles on it. It might not get me home, so please be on standby.
Yeah, fair enough.
It gets me home, thank God. And then this is just before Christmas anyway, so no one's really buying cars at the moment because Christmas is coming up. Plus it needs an MOT, it needs a lot doing to it. So I have it for like a month. I've polished it right up. I've sorted a few little bits. The interior I left, for some reason I just left the interior. So the steering wheel was worn down, the gear knob,
fucked.
Yeah, it don't sound great when you drive it either. And it broke down on me. I was fucking fuming. So one day I was out with the family going to a play centre with the kids and the turbo just shits itself. I was just like, fuck.
How much was that to repair?
Not a lot, actually.
Okay, fair enough.
200 quid, sweet. I literally left it the motorway. My dad was in town, so I called my dad. I literally just got on the motorway and broke down. With the kids in the car. I called the AA. They were like, we're flat. It's nearly Christmas. We're flat out. So I called my family member. He came, picked me up, dropped me to my house. Got another car, picked my family up, carried on with our day. Just left the car on the motorway. I remember driving past it on the way home, taking a video of it. Like, poor car. I left it there all day. And then I get it recovered to the garage. That's it. I got it recovered to the garage, but I've already advertised it.
Oh, so you're already online selling it?
Yeah.
Mileage is at what at this point?
So it was at 250,000 miles, just under. I reduced it down to 18,000 miles. Now at this point,
and 18,000 miles is a brand new car. Let's be like, listen, that's still a fresh car.
Yeah.
18,000 miles.
It looked fresh on the outside until you get in it and hear it start up. It was a tractor.
Oh, for real?
Oh, mate, it was.
And how do you sell a car like that without someone clocking?
No, there's a lot. Now you just got to look at wear and tear. So your brakes, your tyres, your steering wheel, your seat belt, your gear knob, buttons, your radio buttons.
That's what I mean. How did this guy who bought it not realise?
Now, that's where it gets interesting. Now, I've been doing this for a little while. I've grown contacts and connections. So now I've got connections with Vauxhall. Now that car went back to Vauxhall, a Vauxhall dealership.
They bought it.
They just sent it. Now, my cars were that good. These dealers now, if you read the articles, I never sold a clock car to the public. That's what got me a lower sentence than I should have got because I'd no victims.
Yeah.
Now I've made money on the car. I've sold it to a dealer. He's made money on the car, except he stuck it on the forecourt. We're both happy. Now I've grown connections with BMW, Ford, Vauxhall, you name it. That's how good my cars were. Untraceable. Now I'm buying Fords, sending them back to Ford. False service history, reduced mileage, the lot. And they just literally, they were looking at it thinking that's spot on. Shook my hand, sent me the funds, and off they went, stuck on the forecourt. I saw it up fucking for $5,000 more. I was like, you cheeky bastards. I've just made like £5 on that. They've now just sticking out for £5 more. I'm thinking, fucking hell. But That's just the way the game.
Talk to us through the Vauxhall. You ain't told us the story.
I know.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Cars
that's
at the
what I mean.
mechanic. Cars at the mechanics.
There's so many bloody cars and stories. We can be all day. So cars with a mechanic.
You get the turbo fixed on it.
The turbo's getting fixed at this time. It's Christmas, blah blah blah, and my mechanic decides to shut over Christmas till the New Year's. I was thinking,
Long.
fuck. Just before Christmas, I stick it online for all my dealers to see. I'm in a big platform. It's dealers with dealers. That's it. It's like eBay, but dealers only.
Yeah.
Within fucking hell, an hour, 2 hours, it was sold. I stuck it up for a buy it now price of, I want to say 11 grand, 10 grand, 11 grand roughly. Mate, that thing was, I literally just stuck it up. An hour later, I got an email saying, congratulations, just sold. Vauxhall then called me, emailed me, asking for an invoice to be paid. My cars were that good, they would pay me before they visit the car, pick it up.
Sick touch.
It was great. So I've just been paid. The car's in the garage. Now they're like, we wanting it now. That's how good they knew. They must have listed that for a lot more than it was than I sold it to them, because I've never had a car sell that quick. But the car's in the garage, and he's now shut to New Year's. I'm having to just prolong them.
And they're chasing you for this car.
Mate, every day they're on the phone to me.
And what are you saying to them? It's Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas, etc. Obviously, they thought the car's ready to go. They were a bit pissed off that I lied to them. I said, look, I'm so sorry. I just had to say a fault. I said, there was just a little fault. It's gone to the garage. It'll be sorted. Not a problem. Anyway, I had to literally pay my guy extra just to open up.
To hurry the fuck up.
Get it fixed over like New Year's and Christmas and get it gone. Anyway, I get it back. They come down, pick it up. Not a problem. Then the next day comes, I get a phone call saying, this car is not what it seems. Like, it is a bag of bolts. I was just like, I just played dumb. Now, I've already spent the money they sent me.
Yeah.
I just bought another car.
Fuck's sake. Yeah.
Fuck, I ain't got the money to send them back yet. I was just, they were like, look, you need to come collect this. I was just like,
Oh, it was that bad?
yeah.
There was bro, didn't you think to yourself, let me at least tidy the car up a bit?
After doing so many, you get a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, I hear that.
But it was all right. Don't get me wrong. I daily drive all my cars.
Okay, fair enough.
So I don't have a personal car. I'm just hopping in one car, hopping in the next. So I'm arguing with them saying, no, you deliver the car back to me because I'm not going all that way. I'll send you the money back, no problem, but deliver it back to me. So I then sold another car, paid Vauxhall back. They dropped the car back to me. Even the delivery guy, I think they pay a delivery company to pick it up. So he called me saying, mate, have you just bought this car? Because it's shocking. And engine lights come on. It's got a rough idle. I'm just like, no, it's fine. It's one of mine. I just sold it to them.
Back.
There's a little fault with it. Just bring it back. He's like, oh, okay. As long as you're happy, as long as you know the fault. So, I know, it's fine. So he brings it back to me. He then hops on a train, goes back to wherever he come from. I then had to sell that to a scrapyard auction, Copart.
Okay, what'd they take for it?
It went for 10 grand, so I still got a good
so you
price
still
for
made
it.
like 5 grand for it?
Yeah,
5 grand on it.
I was happy. I should have just sold it to Copart in the first place, which was the plan. I thought, no comebacks, sell it to an auction, a scrapyard auction.
Because when you sell it there, they don't really give a fuck.
No.
They don't care what the car's in because they're just selling it on.
Yeah, and it was. I think they run a check on it and it showed a mileage discrepancy. So they know it's been clocked. So they listed it as mileage discrepancy, but it was still sold.
But how do they know that?
Now, they must have a really good HPI check for it to come up.
Okay.
Now, that's where we get a bit technical later on in the car clocking. Now, at the time, I didn't have special software to check these registrations. I was just checking the MOT, etc. Now, not a lot of people know when you buy a high mileage car with no MOT.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was buying these high mileage cars. I was lucky dipping them and clocking them, selling them, no problems. Then I got stuck with 2. Ford Fiesta ST, Ford Focus ST. Had no MOT. I clocked it Went to sell it twice to dealers.
Yeah.
They run HPI checks on it. Big cross keeps coming up. Mileage discrepancy. I was thinking, that can't be right.
Yeah.
10,000 miles on the clock. And this car looked 10,000 miles.
Fresh, basically.
Yeah, I polished it up. No wear and tear. Brand new tyres, new brakes. You couldn't tell. Now, his HPI was telling him that car had new tyres, 60,000 miles. On 60,000 miles 6 months ago. Before that, it had, say...
Brake
you
pad
had
change.
that's it. It had brake pads. So he knew that car's been clocked, and he told me look, you bought this car, and obviously someone sold it to you clocked. I played dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay, leave it with me. Let me sort it. I tried to sell that car 3-4 times. It sold. As soon as they HPI it, no, they're not buying it. Then I'm thinking, I'm stuck with this car. Then I'm looking at quick sales companies.
We buy any car and shit.
We buy any car. Now, that's another story which we're going to go into later on. And I looked at Kazoo. Now,
I think they've shut down now, you know.
Oh, they?
I think they may have shut down now. I drove past one of their things and it was just all closed up, boarded up. I was like,
That might have been because of me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
What, you done that many cars to them?
I shot a few cars to them. Yeah, it was bad. So then I looked in Kazoo. Now, they just do HPI checks. They don't check for mileage or nothing. So I was like, okay, we could be onto something here. I did the online form. They literally just came out, started it up, put it in reverse, put it in first, drove it onto the trailer, off they went. 10 seconds later, our payment come through.
Sweet.
I was like, mate, that light bulb's gone off again. Right, next week, bought another one. Kazoo, pick it up. Mate, I got to the point, I'm buying them on a Monday. I pick up on a Tuesday. I clock it on the Wednesday. It's sold by the Friday.
Mate, if it was that easy, I would have done 100 cars.
Flat out. I couldn't sell cars quick enough.
With Kazoo as well, I would have just battered them.
Mate, I was. It was getting to the point where the drivers were coming to my house.
And they just knew.
They knew, they were like, and they don't, the website states we don't buy from traders. So obviously I've had to put the V5 in my name, blah, 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 which takes a week or sometimes a couple of days. And just act like, I was just like, oh, it's one of my company cars. I had a properties company at the time. So I just kept putting that. And I was just saying, oh, it's one of my company cars. I've had it for 3 years. It's time to let it go and all that. And they just kind of looked at me like, something's not right here. But their job was to pick it up, put it on the trailer and drive off with it. That was it. So I did that a few cars. And that's when I could buy anything. I was buying Jaguars, Range Rovers, you name it.
So how many cars would you say you done to Kazoo?
At least 10, maybe 11.
You done 10 cars to Kazoo.
Yeah, I think, roughly.
And how many cars would you say you done in total?
Now, it's weird because the articles are all different.
Okay.
Some say 33, some say 30, some say 32. It varies. It's in the 30s, I'd say.
Okay.
So,
Allegedly.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So with Kazoo, you were literally just buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. And then you obviously scaled up, got to bigger cars.
Yeah.
So profit margin on a £4,000 car, you're selling for 10 grand?
Yeah, 10,
Making
12 grand.
five grand, let's say,
5
yeah?
grand, easy.
With the bigger cars, how much are you making?
Mate, profits were, I was doubling my money at one point.
Seriously?
Mate, I was excited.
So you was making big dollars.
Mate, the cars got bigger, the cars got better, the profits got bigger. The money going in and out of the business account was disgusting.
What would you say your best vehicle you bought? Not best vehicle, but the best flip you done. What's one thing that pops your money? You're like, yeah, I was proud of that one. That was good. Yeah.
Now, not a lot of people know about this. Now, they don't now because the car got me into trouble. So we bought the highest mileage McLaren 570S from an auction. It had stone chips on the windscreen. It had stone chips on the bonnet, the bumper. The brakes were bad. The tyres were bald.
Car was fucked.
Yeah, it's been tracked or something. I think the car was tracked.
Okay.
So that had about 50-something hard 1,000 miles on it. We're talking hard. So you can see, yeah. now we had a few issues with that car. So when we come to clocking it, we broke something on it. I think you're meant to put the car on a trickle charge.
Okay, yeah.
Now when you plug this computer in, it like zaps a lot of power of the car to enter like the system. People don't realise the mileage is not just stored on your speedo; it's stored in your gearbox, your ABS, your key holds your mileage.
Yeah.
So you've got to enter all that, and it takes fucking hours. So the car is just sat with ignition on, engine's not running, with this big computer like plugged in, etc. And one day the car just died. We broke the speedo on McLaren, basically.
So you broke the speedo on the car?
Broke the speedo. So we had to order a brand new speedo, which then had to be fitted. So luckily I knew a guy who's very he knew his way around McLaren. He then fitted it. Now, because it was a brand new speedo, it made it easy to clock. So we could wipe the mileage off the gearbox, wipe it off the ABS. The key you can't change. So whoever is driving that McLaren, as soon as they take that into McLaren,
they're fucked.
Because they scan your key, which I didn't realise was a thing.
Yeah.
That showed the original mileage.
Okay.
So
whoever's bought that McLaren, what was the flip on that McLaren? What'd you pay for it? What'd you sell it for?
So brand new was 120 grand. We paid 60 grand for it. We flipped it for 80 something.
So you made a nice 20 grand there. But it must have been fun having the McLaren saying, look, we've flipped a McLaren.
I got scared every time I drove it, only because my trade insurance wouldn't cover me on it. So I'm driving it with a trade plate on, covering the number plate for ANPR cameras. And, mate, my family couldn't even know about the car. The car was hidden.
Oh, for real?
No one could know about this car. Like, they would know I'm in some serious criminal activity right now. So, Mum, I'm sorry. But yeah, your son had a McLaren at one point.
They don't know nothing.
It's on the phone. It's on my phone, but and it's not on social media. No, the car. Let's just say the boys took it out a few times, and they said like there was blue flashing lights, and I was just like, this car needs to go. Like, I was scared. I thought this is.
And it's bait. Driving around in a car that brings heat to you as well. Mate. And you was young. It's a long day.
But as soon as I got it, I'm thinking, who am I picking up first?
100%.
Boys, who's at the top of my list? Who am I picking up? So
who said no to me? Yeah, say no now, innit?
So yeah, it was, mate. Oh, it's mad. So when we picked the McLaren, I bought a Jaguar as well, an XJ. That was really nice. So me and my pal, we went up on a train. We picked up the McLaren. We picked up the Jaguar. It was a long ass drive from Newcastle. Now I'm from Southampton, so it was 6 hours there on a train. It was like a 20-minute taxi, and it was a 6-hour drive back.
It's a whole day, really. Isn't it?
It was a long day. But when you're driving a McLaren, mate, your back, it ain't good. Them seats ain't comfy.
And it's only fun for a part of the time. Once you're 2 hours in, it's like, fuck me, the fucking thrill's gone now, innit?
Mate, literally, honestly,
you're not showing off to no one now. You've been petrol station about 4 times.
I drove the McLaren home. We stopped off for fuel. I said, mate, I want to swap. Like, love the car, even though you got warning lights for everything on it.
Oh, really? It was fucked.
It went fucked. It's just been abused. The poor thing just fucking. There was very little service history on it, so that was just perfect to wind the mileage back to the last service history. So yeah, it just wasn't looked after. So whoever owned it, mistreated it. I mean, look, it took a good beating by the looks of it, and obviously then we drove it a little bit. Mate, the hardest part was trying to sell it. Like, everyone that buys McLaren financed it, and I'm not a finance company. Like, I wasn't
So who did you sell it to?
This is where it gets a little bit weird. So this Asian kid bought it, but he didn't come to view it. He said he's sending someone down to come view it. So this woman turned up. She viewed the car whilst on FaceTime to him, so I never saw the guy. She signed it all, and then obviously I didn't let the car go until payment was done. It was part cash, part bank transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So she made me sign an NDNA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. So obviously I read that. I was just like, who the fuck am I selling this car to? basically, I think he was some high Forex trader at the time, selling something.
Okay.
Wanting the McLaren to post all over his Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Haggled on the price like there was no
Did you ever
tomorrow.
find out who this was?
Yeah, I did. Obviously, I had to fill out the. Do it online, the bloody V5, etc. Because they filled out the V5, they gave it to me, I had to send it off because that's the law. The owner of the vehicle sends it off, blah, blah, blah. So I looked at the name that was on the V5, I searched up on Instagram, and he had a fair few followers, I'll give him that.
Can we say who it is?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so this Asian kid bought it. The woman signed the V5, payment was made, not a problem. She drove off in it. I saw the V5 before I sent it off in the post and all that. And yeah, as soon as I searched his name on Instagram, it came up with this one account that had like fucking shitloads of followers, and it was all just Forex this, currency that, and I was just like, oh god,
A typical cool seller,
literally,
trader, crypto
yeah.
boy.
I was like, oh god, he's just gonna abuse it anyway, and it was haggling on the price like there was no tomorrow. I was like, sat in my head, I was thinking, mate, you're buying a clock McLaren, just fucking take it. Like, obviously, I'm selling my cars for a discount anyway to get rid of them quicker.
Yeah.
So, and no one else. I had it for a while now because no one would buy that car unless they wanted finance on it, because that's what everyone does now. Everyone finance cars.
Yep.
And obviously that's why I sold all my cars through dealers. If you look on the articles, even when I was in the interview, they looked at me and said, "Why did you sell to car dealers only? Like sophisticated, like we're talking £1 million dealerships." And obviously I said no comment, but deep down, it's because the public couldn't afford the cars. Like I tried to sell on eBay and some of the cars, and just they weren't hitting the price, and no one was interested. So that's when I got into like the dealer side, like the dealer WhatsApp groups, the dealer platforms. They were just going off the drive as quick as they can. Like it was
Sweet.
It was ridiculous.
So you thought wicked, lovely.
Literally, mate. Like they were snapping my arm off to take it. Like I had dealers travelling down from Scotland, from the Midlands, you name it. I had one guy jump on a plane from Scotland, arrived at Southampton Airport. I met him there. I picked him up, took him back to my house. He loved the car. Payment was done, and then off it went back to Scotland.
So one question everyone watching this is wondering is how the fuck did you get caught? Because it all sounds too good to be true. It all sounds like this is such a finesse system. It's perfect. It's locked in. No one can clock. How did you actually get caught? How did you get clocked?
That's a good way of pronouncing
Literally.
it. I got a bit sloppy, I will admit. So I bought I bought a Ford Mondeo. It had a fault with it. An engine light would pop up. It drove absolutely fine. I think it was a dodgy sensor. So I clocked it, MOT'd it, boom. Sent it off stuck it online for the dealers to bid on it and buy it. Someone was a trusty Ford dealer, bought it. Again, next day, sent a drive down, picked it up. Sweet, didn't hear nothing back from it. So like a week or two later, he took it into the garage to be fixed, just for that sensor. I explained to him, like, just a engine light pops up sometimes, but it's a low mileage car.
Yeah.
It's a sensor. Drives absolutely fine. He was like, no, it's fine. As long as it drives fine, I'm happy. You know, it happens. Sometimes the sensor goes bad. Throws up a code. It looks bad, but it's not as bad as it actually sounds. I'll get it sorted, not a problem. So he's taken it into the garage, and I didn't think.
That was your mistake. You should have said, let me take it into the garage.
Let me fix it. Let me sell it to you, and then go from there. Now, he didn't want to pay for the repairs. He tried to claim off the warranty because it was a low mileage Ford. It was under 3 years. That's a warranty company. It's still covered by warranty. Now, the warranty company investigated that car with a fine toothpick. And that's when they found out that car had been clocked. I think they picked up service history, which escalated up to like 80,000 miles. But the car was showing 18,000 miles. So, hang on, something's not right here. That's when a few red flags were showing.
How did they know? Through this HPI system?
No, they I think they checked the service history because it's online as well as it's paper-based. It was a Ford. So, yeah, somehow they found out. And they've told him. He has then phoned the police, but obviously it's not
Phone the police?
Yeah, it's not a police matter.
Well, he didn't phone you and say, bro, like...
Exactly. I've been sold a clock
It's
car.
a bit fucking extreme.
Mate, that's when I heard about that. That's when I knew I was invincible. I thought I was invincible anyway. I thought it's not a police matter. You can't, when you buy a clock car, you can't really do much about it. You can just report it to trading standards. At the time, I thought, the fuck are trading standards going to do? Give me a fine? I'll pay that and carry on.
Yeah, literally.
So the garage called me back, or the dealer, sorry, called me back asking for a refund. I just said, look, I have no clue what you're on about. It's a deal. It's a trade-to-trade deal. Blah blah blah. No refunds, etc. That was the last I heard of that. Then I think that started, and that was enough for an investigation. And then later on down the line, it happened again. I sold a car. I sold a Suzuki, a little cheap Suzuki, a Suzuki Swift.
Yeah.
3 years old, fucking high mileage. I sold it to a Suzuki dealership, no problem. Again, a week later, I come down. He called me up saying the car's been clocked. I just pleaded dumb. Sorry, I don't know what you're on about. Blah blah blah. Now he took me to court. He did. It was like a business court kind of thing. So it wasn't like a magistrate's. It was, I can't remember what they're called.
It weren't like a small claims court, was it?
That's it.
Okay.
Small claims court he took me to. Now I thought, if this is the only thing that's going to happen, then the fuck I'm going to lose. Like a couple of grand's no problem. So I was like, fuck it. I'll fight it in court. The judge just looked at us both and he was just like, you two need to sort this out outside of court before the next, because I'm going to adjourn it, sort it out before the next hearing.
Yeah.
I spoke to him outside. I was like, look, how much will all this go away? He was like, $3 grand. And we'll call it that.
Sweet.
I was like, say less. $3 grand later that day, bank transfers into the company. But I said, I want a written email to say, no, you're not going to proceed. Yeah. And that was it. On to the next car. I just thought, sweet. The police can't touch me.
So you're jumping through all these hoops now, dodging all these people, and you're thinking, sweet.
Yeah, we're getting a bit sloppy now. We're getting a bit, we're raising a few red flags. But
so are you solo in this? Or you got a business partner, you got a friend?
I have a little team.
Okay, all right.
So, because some cars are technical when it comes to clocking. Like the simple ones, like Range Rover, you plug it in, you change the mileage.
It's like plug and play, literally.
Done. 10 seconds. Car shuts down, the car turns back on. Done. Some cars, the dash needs taken out, the speedos need taken out. You've got to drive a mile with no speedo for it to reset, to recalibrate.
Oh, serious?
Then clock it, then put it back in, then drive a mile again to make sure it stays there. Oh,
and you're learning all this on the job?
Whilst doing it, yeah. I've got a guy that does it full time, but I'm also learning the bigger cars whilst I take them to him. So I'd be literally bidding on cars, but texting him, sending him pictures, like, can you clock this for me? He'll be like, yeah, let me have a look. Yeah, that one can be done. Or, no, don't buy that one. It can't be done. I was like, oh, sweet. Like, I was paying this guy fucking a couple £100 a week just to keep him sweet and just do all my cars for me. Mm-hmm. Some I was doing myself, but most of them, the technical ones, I thought, look, if you break it, then you pay for it. Yeah. Because you broke a couple, like the odd one. It's all to do with like electrics. There's so much electrics in cars. Once there's too much voltage, it just blows a fuse somewhere in the car. You got to find it.
When did you get that knock on the door and you was like, oh,
wow,
here we go?
I lived quite smartly, I'd just say. So my banks were registered at one address. My driving license was registered at another address. I lived at another address. So they had no physical address of where I'm at.
But the police were after you at this point?
Trading standards were after me.
Trading standards were
police
after you?
Couldn't care less.
Okay.
Even when I was in my house, they looked at me and were like, this ain't us. Like, we have nothing to do with this. We're just here for breach of peace. So one morning I get a phone call from someone that lives in one of my houses. 6 o'clock in the morning, she gets her front door kicked in by old Bill and trading standards. She is going mad at me down the phone.
And they're looking for you?
They're looking for me. Now I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Because last time I checked, police didn't care. Like I've seen the emails and the paperwork. It's the guy, one of the dealers were like, I phoned the police. They have no interest in this. It's a civil matter. Like this is a civil matter. You can't phone the police. So why the fuck are the old Bill kicking down doors? At this point, I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'm a bit like, I'm not believing it. And then another door gets kicked in. I'm like, okay, they're coming for me. At this point, it's the middle of summer. I'm in my garden fucking burning paperwork. Like, invoices.
Some Wolf of Wall Street shit.
Mate, I'm topless. It is like 30 degrees in the garden. I've got a big fucking fire going. I'm just stood there, just burning paperwork. I was burning everything. Fucking, but yeah. I had to clear out the house. But the only thing I forgot to clear was get rid of was my phone. Oh. And that fucked me right up.
If you got rid of your phone, do you reckon you wouldn't have gone to prison?
Possibly. But at first I pleaded not guilty. Because I thought...
Well, wait, rewind. So how did you actually get nicked? So when did they come through your...
Right. So yeah, so the second house got kicked in. That's when I knew, shit, they're coming for me. Now that was on a Friday. So the weekend passed. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I thought, okay, they're not coming this weekend. So I went out, met a bird, come back to mine. She stayed the night. Friday morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, I get that knock. Like, boom, boom, boom.
While she's in bed. She definitely didn't ring you again.
Mate. The funny thing is, by the time I've gone down, because rewind. After the second door got kicked in, I'm on the phone with my sister saying, look, apparently,
please, yeah.
I've got train standards and I'll be at my door looking for me. She's like, I can't imagine the police are looking for you. If it is train standard, they just want to talk to you. So just be polite, let them in, cooperate with them. I was like, yeah, that's fine, sure. But she was like, first she was like, why, what have you done? I was like, I don't know. I might have sold a car. I might have had a new engine. So the mileage has been a bit altered just to match the engine. I was just lying for my teeth to her just to sweeten her up. She's like, right, okay. Well, if it is just that, Mr. Wilson, then just let them in, just talk to them. They can't arrest you because they don't have the power to arrest. They might have a little look around.
But there's no warrant out for your arrest. That is
wow. As far as I was aware, no.
That's what she said, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So in your head, you're thinking, sweet, they're coming for a chat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are they going to do? Fine me. That's all I thought. I thought, I'm just going to have a big fine. I'll just pay it off and we'll just continue. Or I'll probably just start, calm down a little bit and just knock on the head now. But no, there was a warrant out for my arrest. And they were kicking off every fucking door I was linked to. And it was literally coming down one by one. And then finally...
Friday morning,
I'm hungover. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm hearing that door getting kicked in. And I'm thinking, fuck. I'm just there peeking up the blinds. I just see 6, 7 old Bill at the front of my house. I'm thinking, fuck. I'm thinking, I knew, do you know what? I was sat Thursday night. I'm thinking, I don't want to go back to mine. I want to go back to hers. I thought, fuck it. Just go back to mine. So I knew this was all going on in the background, so that's why I didn't want to be at my house, just in case. Yeah. But I thought, it's a Friday. They're not going to work on a Friday for the weekend and come look for me. But I was wrong. Friday morning, mate, they were at my door, paperwork, warrants, the lot.
Did you get arrested Friday morning?
Yeah, so that's what shook me. I've let them in. I was looking at them, I was like, look, one old Bill can come in, that's it. They were like, no. They've all 6 of them come in. 3 trading standards officers have come in. Explaining we want to talk. They were just casual. I just want to talk about your car business. I was like, right. Doesn't take 6 old Bill officers to have a chat. I'm thinking, what is going on? If you want to search the house, fine. It's all fucking been burnt. It's all in the garden now being burnt. But that's fine. So I was a bit on edge. I was thinking I'm gonna have to call my daughter's mum, but because I've had my little girl's on her way over in an hour.
Pissed.
Cool. As soon as I pick that phone up. This bird just grabs the phone. She's like, we'll see you in that. I was just like, fuck. But I was very cautious. I was just like, delete. But obviously I didn't realise whatever you delete, it can be brought back. It's all backed up. I was thinking, fuck. So I'm in the kitchen. They're like, look, you're under arrest.
What did they arrest you for?
Mate, it was a long
list.
What
was your actual charge, though?
It was a long list of things, but from what I can remember, it was falsifying service history documents, money laundering, car mileage, some sort of fraud they pinned me on, and a few other shit charges that didn't even stick.
Okay.
So I was just like, fuck. I'm just making a coffee while they're still getting read out to me. I'm off. Any of you want a coffee? Like, what? They're all giggling. They're all like, oh, it smells good, but no, I'm not allowed to take a coffee. I was like, are you sure? He said, yeah, it's 7 o'clock. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. You lot all look tired. They were like, no, it's fine, honestly. And I was thinking, I got a bird upstairs. I need to tell her. So they let me go upstairs to tell her. Mate, she was gone. She packed her shit. She was at the back door. I was thinking, are they coming? Did they come for her or are they coming for me? At first.
Well, she already left.
She was gone. I was like, if you want to get rid of a one-night stand, mate, get your house raided. She was, as soon as she had that front door go, she was at the back door with her bags, fucking down my garden and gone. So, yeah, it was mad. So that was one less thing to worry about. I just felt shit though after that. She was a nice girl, don't get me wrong, we had a good time.
Yeah, you fucked that one up, mate.
Yeah, she didn't call me back. So I'm in the kitchen, they're reading me my rights and I'm putting handcuffs. They're searching the house, so they sat me in the sit room for like an hour while they search everything. They're seizing all my watches. They find a bunch of car keys, but none of the cars were there. So they were like looking around. They were looking down the streets and all around the area for the cars, wondering where they are.
Did they not ask you where they are?
Yeah, but I was just like,
Don't know.
I don't know where. Whose keys are those? Some of them got registrations, obviously, because I'm a dealer. You get the registration tag on it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're like, right, flag that car up, guys, blah, blah, blah. But the old bill were cool. It was just trading standards officers. They were just fucking arseholes. They were taking pictures of everything, all like, documents and shit. And I'm just sat there, just fucking drinking my coffee whilst in handcuffs. Like,
This is fun.
yeah, thinking, got my baby mum calling me, wondering what the fuck's going on. They let me call her, but it went to voicemail. So I was just like, I've got a family emergency. I'm so sorry. I can't have my little one today. And then obviously she's worried what's going on. So yeah, then they're done with their search. But for some reason they didn't park the cars nearby. So now it's like 8 o'clock-ish in the morning. Builders are out, people are out going to school. The whole fucking neighbourhood's out. You've got like 6 officers coming at my house. There's me in handcuffs, no top on.
What, didn't even let you
pair
put a
of
top
shorts.
on?
No, for some reason. They've walked me down the road because they parked like a couple of streets on. So I'm walking with 6 officers, handcuffed, past like kids, builders, my neighbours, all sorts. How that didn't go on social media, I don't know. They're put in the back of the car, straight after the local police station. They've then gone from my house to my mate's garage, because obviously he was doing my MOTs.
Okay.
They then shut him down for the day and said, look, we can shut you down for a lot longer if you cooperate, hand over your books, so we can see when Mr. Wilson has come into your garage, what cars have been MOT'd, and check the CCTV, blah, blah, blah. And obviously he was a bit like, what the fuck is going on? He knew what was going on, like what I was doing. Because we used to always joke about it. Every time I brought a car in, obviously all my cars need MOT.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sold them so quick. I'm sending them with 12 months MOT, a fake but full dealership history. Like my cars were the dog's bollocks. Brand new miles, brand new second hand, fresh off the forecourt. So yeah, they were literally getting snapped up really quick. So obviously you can find out where a car was MOT'd on like the government website.
Yeah.
So they knew every single car was done through him. So they went to his garage, shut him down for a bit just to go for his books. So he was a bit on edge. He said they were here for fucking hours looking for evidence of you, taking pictures of everything. The days you were booked in, what cars, how much, how was I paying, like what payments were made, if it was bank transfer, card, or cash. Honestly. So while this is happening, I'm sat in the police station. Just sat there thinking, like, shit hit the fan like this. Now it's gotten real. My solicitors then arrived. And then she gave me the heads up, like, look, this is training standards we're talking about. Like, they're normally pretty switched on, so whatever they got against you, they've got a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, they ain't got fuck all on me. It's all been sold, like, that's all fucking gone. Anyway, they walked into the interview room. They brought in so much fucking paperwork. A box with like 3 folders in, boom, on the table. Another box with another 3 folders in, on the floor. I'm just thinking, my solicitor just looks to me like that. I'm just looking at the corner of my eye and just thinking, oh, I'm fucked. So I just pleaded not guilty. No, I just pleaded no comment all the way through. They released me on bail, and that was it. I was under investigation for an hour, for a year.
So you're on bail, you're out, you're chilling.
I'm out, yeah. I'm back home to my house that's just been like raided, just tidying it up, trying to hide from my neighbours for them to question me.
For that year, you just stopped everything?
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
That was it. And life just started going downhill quick from there. It was mad. Got rid of all, literally sold the last car, I think, just after that, a week. So it was a clock car, just got rid of it, and that was it. No more clock cars.
But now you've got a bit of money to play with.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong, it was a nice couple of quid, but now I'm losing connections, I'm losing people, because I didn't realise, even like in the interview, they employed some 30-year experienced investigator to watch me. That's all we kept going on about in the interview. Oh, I've got 30 years experience in this game. I've been watching you and your banks. And
this is first interview?
Yeah, first interview.
So he's been watching you for like how long now?
I think he's been watching me for a year.
Oh, wow. So they knew everything.
Yeah, and he's seen the money go out for this car. A week later, it comes back in, but double the amount. So you can just see like how no one makes that kind of money on them cars. I was the best fucking car dealer
in the world.
In the world. Like profits were just skyrocketing. So yeah.
During this year, is life fucked? Are you stressed? Do you know you're going in?
Yeah, I deep down yes, but I still just walked around with a smile on my face. I did not want to put my stress on anyone else.
What was you doing in this year? Any work? Did you do anything, or was you just?
Yeah, so obviously we're still selling cars, but legitly, we've gone back. Obviously, now everything's getting shut down. I'm getting blacklisted left, right, and centre now. Auction account was shut down, investigated, and I remember getting an email saying like, "We've shut you down," blah blah blah, and I'm responding saying, "Oh, I've spent millions with you. Like, how dare you shut me down?" The money I've spent on you. Like,
who do you think you are?
Literally, I was disgusted, but yeah, it was bad. But I've opened up another one. They didn't realise. This was quite funny actually, because they said it in the interview. Like, so they shut my auction account down just before they raided me and nicked me. But yet I'm still spending money through the auctions. And they said in the interview, "How are you still buying cars?" And obviously I'm like, no comment. I'm using other people's IDs, blah blah blah, which they gave me consent to do. So I was just like, look, I need to get some cars, but I'm in a sticky situation. Do you mind setting up an auction account? Blah blah blah, all legit, not a problem. They're like, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, now we're looking at fucking normal cars, and I'll tell you now, the profits were not as good.
Listen, you probably went from making £5 grand to making 500 quid, if that.
The best month I did, I think I pulled in about 10 grand. I was pulling in about 10 grand a week. It was just after Christmas, and I couldn't sell them quick enough. Think about it. I'm buying them on the Monday. I pick up the next day. I'm clocking it the day after. They're getting sold the next day, but the dealerships are paying before they pick it up. So the car's not getting picked up till at the end of the week. So I'm paid for already. So I'm sweet. That money was already into the next car. Literally, I didn't realise that's money laundering. You're laundering that money into another car, which you're making ill-gotten gains off. You're laundering that money into another car, or two more cars, which you're making profits on. So when they start slapping money laundering against me, I'm just a bit like, I haven't laundered no money. But when my solicitor explained it, I did. I laundered about 500,000 apparently. So I'm selling legit cars now. These little fuckers are watching my house. They're outside the front watching me.
Do you know they're watching you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I can see them. Like, they stick out like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm.
These little fuckers are pretending to buy my cars. So they'll be like calling me up, messaging me, "Oh, I see you've got that car for sale. Would you take this much for it?" I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, that's fine. Good price, blah, blah, blah. When can I come view it?" "Yeah, no, I'm free tomorrow. Come down and view it." I remember this one time. I'm on a test drive, and he knows the car very well. So I'm impressed. I'm like, "Oh, sweet, he knows all the buttons." He's like, I had one of these before when I was traveling, blah, blah, blah. Really nice car. I'm a chattive guy, you know. So I was like, oh, what do you do for a living? You know, where you from? He's like, oh, I'm from Portsmouth. And then I like, I can explain it. I throw him off. He's like, I work I work for the council. I'm just like, oh, okay, nice, cool. Oh, so what do you do for the council? I work for Trading Standards. I was just like, get out of the fucking car. He was like, what? I was like, get out of the fucking car. We're on a test drive, and like we're heading back to my house. I'm like, get out of the fucking car. Like, you either pull over and get out, or I'm fucking throwing you out. Anyway, we drive back. Anyway, I'm just like, look, hand me the keys, blah, blah, blah. It's not for sale. Anyway, them two they just wander off. And they message me the next day, oh, it's still for sale. I'm really interested. I'm just like, mate, just leave me alone, innit? I'm just getting harassed by these lot now. They're still fucking trying to send other people messaging me now. Like, when you're trying to message someone with 100 friends, it's just red flag.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how interested you are in the car, I literally like scan your profile to make sure you're legit, and it's just red flag after red flag. You got one profile pic. Your profile was created a year ago. Got 100 silent friends. It's not looking good.
It's bait.
100%. Like, they're just trying to, like, I don't know what their aim was, because the cars were like legit now, but I don't know. But yeah, then they slapped. Then I started waking up to emails and letters saying your accounts are frozen, your properties are seized, you are getting shut down, basically.
So it locked you up, basically. Without being in prison, you was in prison.
Mate, it was tough. So I've just bought, when I say bought, I've just bidded and won a bunch of cars. I thought I'll make payment in the morning. I'll make sure I got all the right funds. That morning comes, I get an email saying from like all my accounts saying, sorry to inform you that your bank accounts are currently on restraint from Hampshire County Council. Therefore, you are not allowed to move any funds, or let alone touch any funds. I was thinking, how the fuck am I going to survive?
Yeah, how am I meant to actually live?
Mate, honestly, I was depressed. It was mad. And then after talking to them, Trading Standards, they let me live off £250 a week. I was just like, mate.
Was you renting or buying out?
Renting, luckily.
So how did they?
I had the money, so I put the money, a year's rent down up front.
Okay,
I couldn't prove my income because it was all for the business, and I wasn't really paying myself much.
Yeah,
I just lived off the business account. I lived off my credit cards and just paying it off. So I had really no proof of income. But I showed them my bank statement, and they were like, fuck. So I was like, look, I could buy this house if I wanted, but I just want to rent it. So they were like, look, but the only thing we can do, you can just buy it.
A year up front.
Yeah, a year up front. You miss all the credit checks, all the paperwork, sign a dotted line, give you the keys in a couple of weeks. I was like, sweet. At this point, I'm with the missus. Life is great. You know, at that point, I was just like, I was at my prime. You know, I've got 100 grand in the bank. We're rolling around in some nice cars, Jags, Range Rover SVRs. We've got the McLaren, blah blah blah. We're going on holidays every month. We're planning to have a baby. We're planning to get married. Family's all healthy, all happy. You know, they're getting looked after by me.
Life is good.
Life is fucking beautiful. It's bliss. But my profile just looked average, you know. A few little snaps of some nice cars, my stories you see, and me driving this and that, and just eating out at nice restaurants, but nothing major. I never.
You weren't stunting. You weren't flexing.
No, it's not worth it in the day. You lose your friends, and cause in the day, times are tough. Times are tough out there right now. So you're just like a dickhead if you're just flashing the cars and shit. Especially when like it's ill-gotten gains and all that. So, but yeah, so life was great, and then next thing, it's just going downhill quick. I split up with the missus. She gets raided. It's mad. So I then get a message from her.
Fuck you! You got me raided,
mate. She then starts putting TikToks up about me. Oh, I'm just thinking, how immature is this woman? Like, we were the love of each other's lives, and the next day she's doing TikToks about me, about having an ex with a criminal record, turkey teeth, and getting my house raided. And people are sending me these. I'm just like, this is embarrassing. So she gets raided because obviously I sold a car from her address, and obviously Trading Standards found out through one of the dealers that I sold it to that they collected the car from this address. So obviously they thought I was living there as well.
Yeah.
Another address I was linked to. So yeah, her mum's house get raided. That weren't great. Yeah, trying to think what happens next.
Court. Talk us about court. Court hearing comes up.
Mate, I'm sat in the box every fucking time. I don't even say a word.
How long did court last?
Oh, it was ongoing. It was just adjourn.
Like, how long was your actual hearing?
Literally just in and out, 20 minutes.
That was it?
Each hearing was like 15.
I know, but how long did it last?
Oh, that went on for literally dead on 11 months, 12 months, I'd say.
Oh, wow.
Dead on a year, exactly. Literally
That's
from
a
the
long
time I got
case.
nicked, the following year I got sentenced. So within that year, every like 3 to 5 months, I had a court hearing. So that was depressing.
At any point, was you looking like you was getting away with it? Or did they just have too much on you?
Yeah, I was in way over my head.
How long would you expect him to go in for?
Mate, they were saying I was in because there was no law against this. There's no law against clocking a car. You can buy a car, you can clock it. It's legal. As soon as you buy a car, you clock it, and you sell it without declaring it, it's illegal. You can sell a clock car as long as you can prove you weren't aware of it.
So how did you get caught clocking the vehicles?
From selling a car that was clocked with a fault. It went into the garage, the warranty company inspected the car before they thought, okay, we've got to pay out, not a problem, but let's just make sure the car service history's up to date. Sweet, full dealership, we're happy about that. Let's just check with them dealerships. They've received the car. They've called them up. Nope, not received that car. Never heard of that registration. Try the next one. Nope, never received that car. Something's a bit fishy here. They've gone like online database, etc. And then that's when they've seen, hang on, this car has been to
Yeah,
this.
but one second. What I want to understand is, how can they prove? Because you can turn around and say, yeah, I did buy that car. It come with that mileage.
So from my bank statements, you can see where I was buying these cars from.
And
From the auction.
and the mileage they had on it.
As soon as they contact the auction and sent them the list of my cars, they could see a Range Rover SVR, 80,000 miles.
sold for
28,000 miles.
Okay.
A Vauxhall Zafira, 238,000 miles. Sold for 18,000 miles, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was game over.
So there was a paper trail. That fucked you.
Mate, that's the problem with fraud. There's always a paper trail.
And when you got sentenced to, how long was your sentencing?
Mate, I hit category 1, £500,000 to £1 million fraud. And that's when you're looking at big numbers. You're looking at like 7 years plus. It says starting point 7 years, and I'm just like...
So how did you get it dropped?
So I got a drop from... I had good statements from family and
character
friends.
references.
Yeah, character references, good character references. No victim statements. Now that was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you got I had no victims because I'm selling cars at dealerships, dealers. They're making money. I'm making money. We're shaking hands. We're laughing about it. We're all good. So I had no victims. So that's good. And I said, look, I'll pay it back, etc. But it just went left.
So did they put that thing on your name where every amount of money you make goes to them? What's it called?
Yeah, so I now have a POCA, which is the Proceeds of Crime Act.
Proceeds of Crime Act.
Which,
how much is your POCA?
mate, it's disgusting. It was just under $750,000.
So you can't have any amount of money in your bank, can you?
Mate, I'm still fighting it now. It's disgusting.
Oh, you're
It's still ongoing now. So they've seized my properties. They've seized every bank account. They've seized the business bank. Mate, they've even seized my mum's bank. That's when it hit home. I was like, as soon as I went to prison, that was it. They fucking went ham on me. They then started sending me like pocket letters, like accept this, 600 grand, 40 grand this, up front straight away. And I was like, no, I ain't paying a penny, kind of thing. Then interest rates, and they kept going higher and higher. And then they tracked, hang on, money has been sent to his mother.
Oh.
Let's involve that. That's ill-gotten gains. Then they go back 7 years, and you've got to provide evidence of 7 years worth of payments, from cash to bank transfers to anything. So now my like £500,000 fraud case they called it, rises right up to £750,000. So there's £250,000 I couldn't prove. Like, I could prove it, but I'm in jail. Fuck, I can't prove that shit while in a cell.
Yeah.
So it was like they were even saying like £10 payments here and there, which for like a takeaway or whatever. They were like, "What's that for?" I'm like,
"Food.
I don't even know. Food. Like, no reference, no proof. Add that on.
Fuck.
Just thinking, fucking hell, this is bad. Obviously, before I had legit business companies. I'm getting paid for legit cars. Blah blah blah. No, that's involved. That's going for. You got no proof. I haven't got no evidence to prove that was
legit.
Yeah, so it's going in the bucket of fucking all the other payments. Now, mate, I left prison with a £750,000 debt over my head.
Have they reduced the pocket now?
No,
So you got 750 grand you owe to the government.
just shy of, yeah.
Have you paid any of that back?
Yeah, I paid about half of it. Well, I didn't pay half of it. They took half of it, I should say, from the banks. So all the banks are now showing zero. My mum's bank account is now showing zero.
And the problem is now, even if you sell a car for 20 grand, for example, and so you can't have no money in your accounts.
Not really, no.
Because they'll take it, right?
Yeah, I think, well, they can and they can't. It's a touchy subject. There's nothing online that says what's what, but you can have a little bit of money, but just be cautious. If it reaches a certain level, you're going to get a knock at the door.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, look, mate, we want that money. But the way they worked out my poker was disgusting. Like, even my solicitor said, like, they are coming down hard on you. Like, you upset this guy, like, their barrister, because he is
gunning for you.
Yeah, that's literally the words they said. Like, he's gunning for you. Like, have you upset him? I was like, I have no idea who he is. He might have bought a clock car off me. I don't know. I pissed him off somewhere because, yeah, he fucking went back 7 years and every penny that I've earned, he is claiming it's ill-gotten gains. So, and then he explained in court that not only have I got to pay back the profits I made on these cars, but now I plead guilty to money laundering. I've now got to pay back the value. So if I bought a car for, say, 20 grand, I sold it for 30 grand, I've made 10 grand profit. You'd think I've got to pay back the 10 grand profit.
Correct.
No, I've got to pay back the 20 grand I paid for the car, the 10 grand profit on top.
Oh, come on. But this is what ruins people, because realistically, you're never going to do that. No. You're never going to be able to, unless you do some mad business deal or you fucking win the lottery, you're not just going to shit out $250,000, three quarters of a million quid.
Yeah.
Like, it's, but listen, it pays, what do they say? It pays the price to be the whatever the motto is, they say. Prison. Because let's be real, you don't look like the average criminal. You look like a bit like Jack the Lad.
Literally, everyone in there was just like a few nicknames: Posh, Essex, you name it. I'm well spoken, but everyone just presumed I was. When everyone saw me, and I mean everyone saw me online on the news, because the day I got sentenced, I think that evening, boom, I was Sky News headline. You can the titles they named me under was just ridiculous. The fraudster of Fairham, the sophisticated dishonest car dealer, the 3 million miles clocked off 33 cars. It was honestly, and no one knew about it. I was under the radar. I was just this normal guy buying and selling cars that everyone thought doing well in life, comfortable life. That was it. I wasn't flashing anything. Next minute, £500,000 fraud, car dealership, you name it.
So you really got shafted.
It gets worse. So not only was I advertised the day I was sentenced, a couple of months after I was sentenced, I've hit every newspaper, every online news article, again, Sky News, ITVX News, fucking hell.
All of it, the whole lot.
Everywhere. Then someone approaches me in jail. He was like, "Oh, you're that car clocker. You was on Crime Watch yesterday." I was like,
"It was on Crime Watch as well."
Now I never saw the Crime Watch video, and I thought he's chatting shit. No, but then he mentioned parts of my crime that I've not told anyone, and I was just like, shit. They mentioned the Vauxhall Zafira of 250,000 miles. No one knew about that car.
Okay.
he mentions the dealership from Leeds that took me to court, the small courts.
So now
no one knew about that.
you're out. Is this Crime Watch thing real?
No, I still haven't seen the Crime Watch.
Okay.
However, a couple more months pass. I'm in open prison, which we call DCAT now. It's a Friday morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm eating my breakfast. I'm getting a bang on the door. I'm thinking, who the fuck is banging on my door like they're gov? It's one of my pals from like another wing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh my God, are you watching it? Are you watching it? You're on TV. I was just like...
Again? I'm
I
famous.
was like, what? What now? What are you on about? He's like, put it on. BBC One. I'm thinking, right, BBC One. Oh, it's a fucking advert. Right, so we sat there, 5 minutes past. All right, here comes this programme. They're talking about a builder, blah, 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 dodgy builder. Then it comes up, coming up next. Portsmouth car dealer sent to jail for clocking cars, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sat there like, oh my God. He's like, I knew it was you. I saw the mugshot and I was like, that's fucking Ash, that is. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. I'm sat there eating my breakfast, just watching it. Honestly, they made a documentary about me. It's called Busting the Bad Guys. I'm on the last series, and oh mate, it's just a program that Trading Standards run, and they discuss all their big major crimes that they've busted, and just literally leak it out to the world. And my mugshot was fucking everywhere on that program. Literally, a couple of weeks pass after that, I'm sat with all the govs watching it on the computer.
Nah.
They're cracking up. Honestly, they're like, this is jokes. Like, my mugshot was funny. The way they presented it. Like, oh, we really did catch him. We've got his phone, blah, blah, blah. And they're laughing like, that's not even his phone. I said to them, like, that's not even my phone. But they're making out like they've done so well. Like, we've got all his conversations. They leaked my conversations, my WhatsApp conversations. Can you clock this M4? Can you clock this Range Rover? Then they leaked the fucking Vauxhall Zafira and the profits. It made me look really bad. I mean, to be fair, my crime was quite bad, but they really did paint me a picture. So, yeah, it was. But at first, it hit home. Then I just got to the point I just laughed it off. Like, everyone else was just laughing it off, really.
When you come out of prison, I'm not going to talk too much about prison because I'm guessing for you, you kind of just kept your head down and cracked on.
Yeah, so...
You didn't have dramas in prison?
Nah, I mean, everyone has a bit of beef. Don't get me wrong. You're locked in a room 23 hours a day.
Drives you insane.
Yeah, you're around the same people all day, every day. The slightest thing kicks off, from cutting line for the food queue to like having too long in the shower. Like the slightest thing, it kicks off. So you see a fair few fights. I've never seen so much drugs in all my life in prison. Like spice heads are unreal. Like it's ridiculous. But I took prison as an opportunity to invest my time into finding other entrepreneurs that have committed a crime, made a good amount of money, and looking to like go legit.
Circle.
Yeah, I'm literally networking in jail. Like,
well, listen, I've always said the best place in the world to network is prison.
Mate, I've met so many.
Bro, that's where you find the big dogs.
Honestly, the story. Now I've become a barber in jail. I taught myself how to cut hair, so I'm having just day-to-day chats with everyone.
Yeah.
I was giving out the sickest skin fades on like the wings, so everyone was coming to me. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So some of the stories I've heard was just unreal, and obviously once I hear a good story about like them, how much money they've made, and how they ran their business, etc., then we linked up, and that was it. Now I've got like a nice community of people who are now all legit and all doing well for themselves. So, and it's good to like network with them.
When you come out, obviously you need to start up. You're on your ass,
mate.
Let's be real. You're on zero.
I'm 6 foot under.
You're not even on zero. You're on minus 750,000.
Literally, it's disgusting. So
what does someone do? Because like, there's people watching this who have loved the podcast so far. They're thinking like this guy. Because listen, one thing I'll give you credit where credit's due. You're good at telling a story.
Yeah.
In my eyes, you're not a criminal.
No.
You're a businessman.
Yeah.
Who tried to finesse the system.
A lot of people saw that in me. Like, they said, look, Ash, mate, what are you doing here? You're not a criminal. You're not like one of us. You're in here for a bit of money. You're in here for winding back the mileage on some cars. Like, what? Some people didn't even believe me. I've had to say, like, look, Google me. They're like, what are you in for? I'm like, fraud. Oh, what kind of fraud? Mate, I ran back a couple of miles on some cars, that's it. He was like, and people didn't believe me, so I was like, look, mate, if you've got a mash, Google me, innit? It's just, that's it. End of the conversation.
And when you got out, what did you do? Because most people just go straight back to crime, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they know.
Yeah.
What does someone do? Because coming out, the pressure you've got on your head, minus 750 grand, you're on your arse.
Mate, it's tough, don't get me wrong. I came out just before Christmas, so...
How long have you been out now?
So I came out in November, we're now in January, so literally just over a month. I'm fresh out.
Oh, raw.
I am fresh out.
So when you reached out to me, you'd been out like...
Mate, it's funny, because when I reached out to you, I lost your video. So I was scrolling through TikTok, I see your face, I see the blue tick show, and I was like, I'd love to speak to this guy. I'm about to click on your profile, my TikTok refreshes, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, that's the worst.
Where is
Do
he
you know how
gone?
many times that's happened to me?
So I'm searching, thinking like, right, crime, TikTok, no. I'm just searching those little hashtags, trying to pick you up. A couple of weeks pass.
Pots back up.
There you are. I'm like, I need to speak to this guy. Like,
because you know what it was? You emailed me, right?
No, I messaged you on TikTok.
On TikTok, yes. Okay, so my accounts ain't run by me.
Right.
I don't run none. Guys, if you message me on TikTok, I'm not gonna get it. So I don't run none of my accounts. None of my social media accounts is run by a girl who manages all my socials.
Yeah.
And she'll just phone me and be like, "Yo, Mikey, we've had this person reach out. Mikey, we've had this person reach out." And I said to her throughout the whole of December, I said, "Just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I've got enough episodes. Just chill. Take the time off." You messaged me in December, right?
Yeah.
I must have got back to you
just before Christmas.
It took me a while to get back to you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like I messaged you, I expect a long reply because you were just blowing up. Like I could say, this guy's he's flat out. Like I'm literally probably at the bottom of the list right now.
Normally, I'm instant.
Okay.
Like instant. Like people say to me, "Bro, do you not get off your phone?"
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I think maybe I'm wrong, but it took a couple of weeks.
Right.
Was I a couple of weeks to get back to you?
Not even that.
Oh, it weren't, no?
I'd say a week.
Okay, so I probably sign into my Blue Tick Show account once a week.
Yeah.
Just to literally see like, that's right. Yes, sweet, see you later. That's literally it. I've signed in and I saw you was in requests. I clicked on it. And you're not my average criminal who messages me. No. Most accounts are burner accounts.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, went to prison for shooting this guy. Yo, bro. And your one, I read it and I was like,
I was short and sweet. I was like, look, this is my name, this is my crime, just out of prison, and then here's my link for.
Because I think I just sent you my number and I said, WhatsApp me.
Yeah, literally, that was it.
I looked at you and I thought, straight away, I like this guy. As weird as it sounds, I looked at you and I thought, this guy's good. I never knew you got out fucking a month ago.
Mate, fresh.
Oh, you're fresh,
I got the Gucci anklet on. The lot.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So when you're on tag?
I am on tag.
What time you got? Fuck me, mate. You need to have
Now, see, I'm on a 9 p.m. curfew. I'm all right. I'm low risk. Am I in for fraud?
9 p.m. Yeah, bro.
9 p.m. curfew.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, we're good.
How long's the drive over?
2 hours, man.
Oh, you're calm. Oh, you're livid. All right, so what?
Fresh beamer. Good.
So you've been out 2 months?
I'd say a month and a half. Yeah.
6 weeks to give it, yeah?
Dead on 6 weeks.
So this is a perfect time for the actual pod to happen because
I'm on.
What is going on in your life right now?
Mate, family.
How are you making money?
It's a tricky situation. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not the smartest guy, but I'm a little bit smart. So, you know, we all tuck a little bit away.
Everyone has to, of course.
You've got to tuck a little bit away. But I'm in jail. Now, I've been in jail for a year and a half. I got sentenced to a 5. I got it dropped from a 7. And I got bills to pay, man. I'm in jail, no income now, and my money, I'm just watching it going down. Like, I got multiple mortgages. I'm paying child maintenance. I'm literally looking after my family. So, mate, my money's going down quick. Got to the point I'm pretty much nearly running out. And then I get released just before Christmas. I'm like, but it is what it is in the day. Like, for what I know now, I know back on my feet, not a problem. Like, just being out around my family with that freedom, I'm happy.
At the end of the day, for you, it's not even all about the money now. Probably you've experienced a high life.
I've lived a life. I had a fucking McLaren for fuck's sake. I've had Range Rovers. You know, it's funny because everyone always asks me, you got all these cars? What's your personal car? I said,
I ain't got one.
I haven't got one. Why do I need one? 1 week you'll see me in a Range Rover. You'll see me in a McLaren. You'll see me in a Fit 500. a fucking Vauxhall Corsa.
The thing is, for you don't care. If I'm a car dealer, I don't care. I just
I'm a
whatever's
car
on,
dealer.
whatever's there, I'll just jump in it.
Whatever has the most fuel in,
Yeah,
I'll be in.
it makes sense. But you're 6 weeks home.
6
You're
weeks home.
fresh home,
Fresh
really,
home.
like fresh home.
Mate, a lot.
Are you getting back involved in cars, or do they just scare you? Because if I was you, I would be like, no fucking way. I'm not selling nothing. I don't want a car. I'm driving a bike.
Yeah, I think jail is a very big knock on the head for me. Like, you're not invincible and all that. Like, you've had that lifestyle. Now do it the right way. So I feel like this time I am literally just all legit, straight and narrow, and that's it. A few little businesses in the pipeline, etc. So yeah, we'll see. 2025. I think I have a good feeling about this year. It's a good year.
So let's say this then. Your 12 months, what does it look like?
And the first 3 months, nerve-wracking, because I've still got my pocker. Now, I've just been to court, luckily via video link, and they're still threatening to send me back to jail. They're saying,
Really?
look, you've paid some of it, you still need to pay the other half, mate. Or we'll send you back.
But what you're saying I ain't got it.
Mate.
And what are they, so how long
at me like, are you working? Obviously, I was just fresh out. And I'm like, no, I've just been released. And they're like, no, right, have you got any savings? I was like, you've taken it all. I've not got a penny to piss on. So, like, they're like, right, we understand your situation, so we've given you 3 more months to come up with the money. I was thinking,
3 more months of fine.
you're so generous. Thank you. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. So, I've got some properties, but they're seized. My daughter lives in one of my properties, so they can't touch that, luckily. However, my daughter's mum is falling behind on the bills a little bit because single mum and all that, so I need to help her out with that. A couple of rental properties, they're out for sale, but it's the wrong time of the year, which I've explained to the courts. But again, they don't give a fuck. They're just like, look, pay us the money, or we'll send you back for 18 months. So at the moment, I've got 18 months still over my head, and the whole time I was in jail, going to jail is fine. Going to jail with a pocker is terrifying because you've constantly got extra time over your head. So the whole time.
So you can go back.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Default sentence, back in, straight back.
Wow.
Mad.
So what happens if you just don't pay this pocker?
Straight back.
You go back, no problem.
Back,
No problem. You go back.
No,
You come back out.
One way ticket back jail.
Right, no, that's fine. You go back. Let's say you serve it 18 months. You come out. You're like, I ain't got the money. Fuck you. Now what?
Interest. Wow. You've gone away. You're now back out again. Congratulations. However, they're charged because it's so much. I'm paying interest on my fee. My fine. It's disgusting. And the interest rate on this £0.75 mil is disgusting right now. They did tell me what it is a day. I think it's like £40 a day. It's going up. But what's £40 a day to £0.75 mil?
Yeah, but even if you're working a job, let's say you're making £150 a day, that's a quarter of your wage gone.
Literally, it's disgusting. But
well, listen, it looks like you're going to crawl through a bit of a sticky year. You're going to have to find a way to get through it.
I understand it's going to be difficult, but I think in the long run, it's going to be all right.
Does Poker not let you set up like a payment plan?
No.
Unless it's like 50 grand a week.
Yeah, wow. It's hit and miss. The problem is there's nothing on Google about poker. Like, the amount of times I mentioned poker to people, everyone's like, what is a poker? What's a poker?
I've spoken to people where they are like, poker is the worst thing in the world. I would prefer to serve 10 years inside, remove my poker, then come out and actually have a poker.
Mate, it's disgusting, honestly. It's terrible.
During your high life of making good money and stuff like that, what were some of the kind of cars you were involved in?
Mate, it varies. So anything, the highest mileage that I could buy for the cheapest. But there was also cars that I wanted. So just literally, I was just going through my phone, and so we got Range Rover Sports, Range Rover SVRs. We had a few Ford Ranger 4x4 trucks, A-classes, a lot of Jags. We did get a Nissan GTR R35. Nice. Got some nice pictures of that. A couple of Fiesta STs. We got a Mustang. That was nice. And that was literally it. They were all just nice cars. The rest were just typical taxis, isn't it? You see your Ford Mondeos, your Ford Focuses.
They were the money makers, really. I'm guessing.
Mate, they were just the little cheapies. I'm paying them for like, I'm paying like what, 5 grand, 7 grand, 10 grand. I'm flipping them for like 15 grand, 17 grand. So I'm making a nice 5 grand profit, 7 grand profit. It was mad.
Ash, what did you do with all this money? Because clearly you're making some bread.
Mate, I couldn't spend it quick enough, but I'm a giver. So I looked after my family, my little girl. I spoilt her rotten, but she was very grateful for it. I always offered. She never asked for it. So I took her on took away in some nice little places, hired out some nice places like play centres. I think I'm not one to queue up and deal with all these kids, so I'm hiring the whole place out. So there's videos of me and my little girl in an empty play centre with slides and all sorts. It's great. You got all these kids just like at the front, just waiting for us to come out. Mate, we bloody rented a penthouse for 12 months. We lasted 4 months in there before they terminated our contract because we were too noisy. We were too noisy. Parties.
Was this like some hangover shit?
Yeah, you couldn't have described it any better than that. Waking up to the place.
Because you got to remember, you lot are young. You lot was young when you were what, 25, 26?
Yeah, mid-20s, early 20s.
So you could imagine a group of lads, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Partying.
Mate.
There must have been girls everywhere.
Yeah, the videos and pictures of us. We had the top penthouse in Ocean Village. Mate, the views were just insane. It was beautiful. So we're paying.
How much was the penthouse for a month?
Mate, we were paying 2.5 grand a month for that place. And like I said, it lasted 3 to 4 months. We signed a 12-month contract, but we didn't make it to the 12 months. They wanted us out. Neighbours were complaining. We had old Bill knocking at the door a couple of times. We were that friendly with the concierge. He'll text us, like, old Bill coming up. So
for real?
Music down. All that casual. So obviously they get the bang at the door. Like, noise complaint? Here? No. What?
They walk in, there's like 20 people.
Yeah, we're just playing a deck of cards. We're just playing Uno. Like, yeah, there's a few drinks, a little bit of music in the background, but honestly, officer, I'm there for a party. I respect my neighbours, But yeah, we had it. We had a good little life. It was good.
Listen, that's part of life, man.
When
you're making good money, you got to spend it as well. Let's be honest. No one's gonna sit there and make thousands and thousands a week and not fucking have a bit of a high life.
Yeah,
you're young at the end of the day. We're not sat here talking to a 45-year-old man.
No,
you're living life.
It was good.
Let me ask you a question, and we'll wrap up on this question. Do you regret it?
I get asked that question so much. I do and I don't. So I regret the time I've lost with my little one, my family, the time I've been away. However, I don't regret it.
I'll be honest, I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
it was a good life. No one was getting hurt. And it was just low risk fraud. At the end of the day, we were just selling cars. But we just found a loophole to increase the value of our cars. That was it.
Listen, I think there's a lot worse things.
100%.
I think yours was a business. At the end of the day, you tried to make money for a business.
That's all they.
But listen, we'll leave it up to the comments. We let them always decide. We'll leave it up to them what they say. But my honest opinion, I would have done the same. Okay. Open and honest. I don't think there's no harm in what you've done. Listen, it's up to people buying the car. Do your fucking checks.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And remember, we were selling these cars back to the dealership. So we were selling BMWs back to BMW. We were selling Ford back to Ford.
I blame the car dealerships because at the end of the day, even me, whenever I've bought a car, my uncle works in a car dealership. I phone him up. I say, Uncle, do a check on this car for me. Yeah. He checks it all properly, lets me know whether it's got anything wrong with it. I'm like, all right, thank you. Yeah. That is. Guys, check your cars. Like, sorry to fuck up the game, but check your cars.
I'm the same. It's got to be done.
Maybe you should start an app that charges like 99p a month that checks the cars. There you go. Flip it on the other side.
That's it. I just need 3/4 million customers.
There you go. Listen, do it.
Could be onto something good.
Could be onto something. Let's chat about that after.
We'll sort of off show.
Listen, honestly though, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, man. We've had a good, solid conversation.
Honestly.
You got a year to get back on your feet, and hopefully next time we speak, you're not fucking behind bars for 18 months serving the rest of your sentence.
I'm sure I'll ping you a text if I'm going back.
100%.
Guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Pleasure having you on the show, man.
Thank you, mate.